Does anybody have a running box score? No, running with the.
I just got the hand.
Okay.
And by Flash's head coach, Rob Sedoff will begin with an opening statement.
Well, I'll start by saying, you know what, when we recruit against Ohio, I'm going to use the fact that they don't pay their electric bill against them, okay, because obviously they didn't pay their bill, so the AC was turned off here. Listen, tough loss, and we battled, made it a two-point game. We didn't play very well defensively, and they did. They played very well, unselfishly, moved the ball, made shots, and give them credit. I'm disappointed in how we defended. 76 points should be enough for us, but it wasn't tonight. And again, I don't want to take anything away from Ohio and their players. They did a really good job competing and doing the things you need to do to win.
What was different tonight, Rob, whether it's Ohio's offense or your defensive effort? This game played out at a completely different pace and style.
Yeah, I don't have the answer for that because we can't play like this and win games. Like we've got to be able to guard better. You know, transition wasn't very good to start the game. I think they scored on 6 of their first 7 possessions. It seemed like I think that's what it was. And again, they did it the whole night. Give them, again, I don't want to take any credit away from them. They deserve credit for how they played. 19 assists, you know, shoot 55% from the field. They deserve credit. I'm disappointed because we've shown that we can defend better and for longer stretches of time. And tonight we didn't do that. And it wasn't, you know, sometimes your offense affects your defense. I don't think that was it tonight because we were scoring. We just didn't get the stops we need to get.
Coach, could you talk about Dez's, he was being more aggressive offensively
Yeah.
in the second half.
Listen, yeah, the clock's ticking on him, right? When you're a senior, the clock's ticking on you. He's trying to play with some urgency. Thought he played well tonight. He had a couple costly turnovers. But I thought he played well, competed. You know, we just got to, collectively, we've got to do a little better job.
Did you guys complain to you at all during the game about the heat?
No. Listen, it's the same temperature for both teams. That had zero to do with anything except that I'm sweating like crazy, you know. And that is what it is. I'm just sort of messing around because everybody. That's all I heard while I was walking here. And you know, it is what it is. Like we're both playing under the same conditions, and that has zero to do with how we competed or how they competed. Zero.
Did you think Ohio got a lift when Gavin Block came back into the game? He cut it to 2. He had left with the bad finger.
Yeah.
Is that the kind of play that can juice a team up?
Well, I think he made a big play. He scored on the post against us, and that's why I wanted the running score because I think it was 2, and that's when he scored in the post on an extra pivot. He's a really good player, and you know, he didn't score tonight, but 4 assists. You know, he played the right way, and that one basket obviously was a big basket because that got it to 4, and you know, I'd have to look at our possessions immediately after, but you know, it went from 2 to 10 like that, and that was sort of the stretch of the game that, you know, gave them the cushion that they needed to win. Had we been able to get a couple more stops, it might have been a different outcome.
Coach, when Jordan Garter starts off 4 or 6 from 3, how did that change your defense?
Yeah, it probably stretched us out a little bit. I mean, he's a great shooter, and we knew that. We knew that. We didn't do a good job in the first half in particular, guarding him or guarding anybody for that matter. They scored 47 points in the first half. That's, I think, the most first half points we've given up all year. I'd have to look at it, but I think it is. And you know what? He made shots he's supposed to make. He's a good player and a good shooter, and we gave him way too many open looks. And I give them credit for moving the basketball and finding them. They moved the basketball really well tonight and found everybody, and we really struggled with that.
Coach, it was another pretty tough offensive game for Jalen and Kevin.
Yeah.
What do you sort of need the team to do?
Again, to me, and again, we scored enough points, but the way we scored them, we have to move the basketball more to get better looks for guys. And then, you know, we missed some that I think Kevin would normally have made and Jalen probably normally would have made, but tonight it wasn't their night. But we scored 76 points. We have to defend better to have a chance to win.
And Danny only played 16 minutes. Was that just sort of a foul
They're a tough matchup for us with two front court guys because they start with four guards and, you know, they play small a lot. So it's somewhat of a tough matchup for us with the two big guys, especially if the game's at a pace that it was at tonight.
What can you say about the back and forth that Adonis seemed to have with this team?
I'm sorry?
Adonis seems to have something a little extra going on with at least Doug Taylor, and you know, he kicked Dartis' shoe out there. Now, what can you say about the back and forth he seems to have with this
I have no idea, to tell you the truth. I mean, to tell you, I thought their kid, and not I think, I know their kid said something that he shouldn't have said. And you know, I think he was just kicking the shoe off the court because it was on the court. I don't think there was anything malicious in that at all. You know, there's a shoe on the floor, the game's getting played, and it's right in front of him. I think he was just kicking the shoe off the court. But I don't know anything about that, to tell you the truth.
The loss isn't good, but it doesn't really impact. There were a lot of upsets tonight. Miami beats Buffalo, Toledo loses, BG loses. So some of those teams that you're jockeying for position with didn't get the benefit of making ground on you guys tonight.
Some of them did too.
Some of them did. That's
Yeah.
what is that.
That's how this league works. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to try to win whatever win you can get. I mean, for everybody, for the teams that are at the top, for the teams that are in the middle, for the teams that are at the bottom. Like every game matters, and it's tough to win on the road in this league, but it's also tough to win at home in this league. It's just tough to win. So you got to play as hard as you can play, compete together, stick together as best you can, and you know, find ways to get some wins.
3 games left. Do you have any inkling how this might shake out?
Nah, no clue. The only thing I think is that Buffalo and Toledo are going to be, and Ball State are probably going to be the top 3 seeds, right? The rest of it, I have no clue. I'm not even looking at it, Jason. I'm just trying to help our team as best I can, try to compete as best we can. That's it? All right, thanks, Phil.
starters haven't been in yet. Oh.
You can come first.
We can talk about other stuff in the meantime. Don't print this, but my wife found out today that she may have a half-sister that she didn't know about in her entire life, a 59-year-old lady from Green Bay. Yeah, that was weird. Little Jerry Springer stuff, I don't know. We're going to go on Maury Povich. Somebody went on Ancestry.com, and apparently there was an adoption in their family. We can elaborate on that. No, I don't want that in the paper yet.
I'll use it.
That's so crazy. He's talking, bro.
No pressure, but I'm grading it.
A plus.
Oh.
All right, we got Jordy and TK, and we'll take questions.
Jordan, your opinion, what's been the difference with the offense of late? Another brilliant first half from you guys, and you guys were pretty good on that ball.
I just felt like TK did a really good job of just, you know what I'm saying, getting to the paint. Not just him, but a lot of other guys did a good job getting to the paint. We was cutting harder, you know what I'm saying. Our passing catch was better than, you know what I'm saying, it has been because we're just more locked in on that. And scoring definitely is like, it's been our problem, you know what I'm saying, coming to this point. So, I mean, just seeing us share the ball like that, like the way we can, you know what I'm saying, like everybody scores, you know what I'm saying, and we can put up a number. So it's definitely good seeing that.
Is it an impact play when you have something like what happened to Gavin, you know, he pops the finger and he comes back in? It seemed like that turned the game around for whatever reason. Do you guys, I don't know, get a boost when you see something like that happen? Or are we making too much of that? Gavin breaks the finger or whatever, the lead's cut to 2, he comes back in and gets back up to 14. No?
I mean, I feel like we were just playing in a good flow at that point. Like when he was out, we were still playing in a good flow, and when he came back, you know what I'm saying, he just kept that energy up, you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, that's all I got to say on that.
Did you see his hand before he went out?
Yeah, it was pretty gross.
Yeah.
It's pretty gross, man. I saw from a distance, you know what I'm saying. I kept my comments to myself on that one.
You guys never trailed in this game, but when Gavin was out and just able to come back in, you guys, I think, had it down to a 2-point lead. What were you sort of thinking at that point? Because then you guys did go on the run that sort of made the separation. I know TK, you had, I think, an 8-point run on your own within that.
Just really taking it one possession at a time. They went on the run, so it was important for us to go down and execute, just get some stops. So that's really the game plan there.
When you went up with Adonis, were you for the dunk? Just walking through that decision-making process.
Well, I mean, I seen him under the rim as I was cutting, so I was like, all right, he's gonna turn around, he's gonna be right there. I'm trying to dunk on him, so I just tried to try him.
Have you ever come across the big you didn't try to dunk on?
Nah.
High school, 5th grade?
Nah.
So no matter how big the dude is, if you got a lane, you're going to try that play every time.
Yeah, that's the right angle. Yeah.
Jordy, how'd that look from your perspective?
Nice. And it looked nice because their big guy got another foul and he was tired. So I was looking at it definitely a different point of view.
Yeah.
What was the experience like playing without a shoe for a little while?
Sucked. They scored. But I mean, other than that, though, I mean, I enjoyed myself out there. Though I mean, it was a good time, good game.
TK, you said a couple weeks ago you could feel this coming. You know, you thought you guys were close to having everything kind of fit together the way you thought it could. How about the last 2 games? Is that what you're seeing now? The things you saw glimpses of now start to come together a little more consistently?
Yeah, it's definitely coming together and it becoming reality. We're doing great on offense, just getting everybody involved, just making everybody a threat, keeping the defense honest, and also just getting some stops and just playing our basketball.
You guys hadn't won consecutive games since December. Jordy, what's it say about this club that it's able to do it right now with the season almost over?
Shoot, man, I just look at it, bro. It's just the focus we have, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're playing just so free right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not really worried about tournament seeding or whatever, you know what I'm saying? We're just taking it one game at a time and just trying to better ourselves each and every day and practice and in games. So.
with that in mind, last time you guys played Buffalo, I think it was a 7-point game or something like that, which was the closest they'd had with any MAC opponent to that point. So with a chance to get a 3rd win in a row for the first time all season, you know, what kind of statement do you think that could say for you guys? You said you're taking it one game at a time, but that is the next one.
It's definitely going to open the league's eyes, man. We get that one, you know what I'm saying, because I already know the standings. People are looking at those, and especially going into game time, people are probably thinking about that before the game. But, I mean, I feel like within this ball club, you know what I'm saying, we all believe in each other, so we're just taking it step by step, and if we get it, we get it. You know what I'm saying? If we don't, we got to move on to the next one. But, you know, the goal, always try to get it.
Do you guys pay attention to the standings at all? Do you guys look at potential matchups, or you're not worried about that?
No, it don't matter.
What can you say about the timing of you guys starting to click a little bit? Because, you know, it's getting about that time. It's almost March.
Well, it's perfect because we putting together a few wins late in conference, uses momentum as a boost in March, so we can get some wins and win the MAC championship.
TK, Jordy, you had 4 assists tonight each. If someone asked you after the Bowling Green win about sharing the ball, I'm sure the answer wouldn't be what it is now. What's changed particularly in like the last 2 weeks or so?
Well, after watching a lot of film with the coaching staff and my teammates, we just seen opportunities that sometimes we're taking tough shots, we got a better shot. So I'm just finding the balance of the shot selection and passing is really what's opening up for us now.
Jordan, you feel like the team's grown together even more in the last 2 weeks, and that might be.
For sure. I mean, this whole process has been a growing process for us, especially the last 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, we handle what we got to handle in practice, man, and you know what I'm saying, the energy's always been good. Everybody's locked in, so we're just trying to stay consistent at that area.
Jordy, another game, James Gunn got to start another productive game. What does he bring to the starting unit?
I mean, he's bringing some good energy, man, and he's been playing defense really well. He's just been a good two-way guy for us, you know what I'm saying, being a threat on both sides of the ball. So he's just bringing his energy to the group, you know what I'm saying, giving us that little extra spark that we've been needing a little bit. So that's how I feel about it.
Jordy, in your mind, what did you do to limit Jalen Walker tonight?
Just guarded him. Sat on his right hand.
Clamps.
And you can just tell, you know what I'm saying, he started getting frustrated and he started forcing a little bit, and that's how I knew just he was going to play like that the rest of the night. And he ended up.
What's that feeling like in your head when you kind of see that and then you know you got him?
It's a good feeling, man, because when you locking somebody up and you killing them on offense, man, it's like, I don't know, the feeling is just indescribable. It's just killing the opponent is just, I don't know, it's just a great feeling.
Anything else for the players?
What was it like to play in this environment tonight as the warmest game you played?
Definitely the hottest game. Like, definitely my legs are feeling like noodles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was feeling like noodles before the game. I'm over here like, yo, it's rough out here. You know what I'm saying? Where the AC at? But ain't nobody touched the AC. I'm like, jeez, man. I know the crowd was feeling it too, because I saw everybody in there waving their little whatever. We'll get to it.
Anything else? All right.
Appreciate it.
Is that travel, Jordan?
What?
Was that a travel?
What you talking about?
You pump fake, threw the ball off to the side.
Get that down. Besides, we've been on a travel call or two.
Yeah, I don't know if it is or not. Like, I'll just try to win.
If you're a Kent State upperclassman describing what it's like to play in the Convo, you can describe a game where a bat was in there and a game where it was 150 degrees. So it's always eventful when they come to town. I miss Convo Bat, by the way. I welcome him back into my life if he comes.
Describe what you're seeing offensively. So you guys are in a really good spot right now.
Yeah, we work as hard as we can on it, given our minutes. I mean, we've allocated a lot of practice to that end of the court. But I think the biggest thing you're seeing is a better understanding of how to run a team out of a freshman point guard. And, boy, it's starting to look pretty fun out there. We're edging toward being that type of team that you don't want to see in the tournament in a hurry.
I asked Jordy this. I assume, or I've been led to believe basketball players mangled their fingers quite a bit, but was there a pickup on your bench when Gavin came back in after the entire combo got a look at a mangled finger?
Yeah, well, and just overall, you look at it and he came in and he posted up right away and got a bucket for us when it got down to 2. So there's not only a mental lift, but a tangible. But when you're worried about ever being able to give your teammate a high five again, no, it was. I have seen that happen before, so I knew it wasn't broken. I knew it was dislocated, and you buddy taped that. And Gavin Block is one tough hombre, so I had no doubt he'd be back in. I don't know if our guys probably have been around that as much, but yeah, it gave us an actual lift offensively. He's the ultimate. When we're at our best, he's the ultimate ball lubricant. He moves the ball; it doesn't stick in his hands. And he fed TK for a dunk on a nice curl. He's coming off the bench now, but that doesn't diminish his role at all. And he actually looks like he's very comfortable doing it right now.
Coach, 6 guys in double figures, and you talk about the offensive success. Is that the blueprint? Is that the recipe for you to make a run?
Well, it's the last 2 games. It's been 5 and 6 in double figures. And again, I think that's a lot of things. It's a better understanding of what we're trying to get done offensively. It's the product of a motion-based offense. I think our cuts are getting better. But it's also the maturation of a point guard. It flat out is. And again, just having a better idea of what it is. So many kids come into college nowadays, and all they've played in is screen and roll, dribble drive type settings. So to learn to play without the ball and to make hard cuts and the value of a ball reversal, when that happens, you grow, and that's what you're seeing right now.
You laughed when TK was asked about challenging a big guy. Why the laugh there? Is that just an indicator of the type of player he is on the floor?
I laughed because, didn't you say what were you thinking when you did that? Yeah, because you know what he was thinking? I'm going to dunk on the world if they'll let me. That really embodies his personality, and there is no issue that he sees that he thinks he can't attack. If he would have gotten completely stuffed and not drawn the foul, you know what he'd have done the next time? Tried to do it again. I don't know how many electric fences he's been around in his life, but if he has, I'll bet you he's touched it multiple times. I'll bet you it wasn't just once.
Where do you think TK is as an off-ball player now compared to where he was at the start of the season?
Oh, it's night and day. And not only that, but just getting us into offense, getting us into what we need to get into. Just taking as a team, taking what we draw up in the huddle out onto the court is night and day. And I wish it wouldn't have taken this long, but it did. And now we're here. And I think we're functioning at a pretty high level, given our constraints.
We talked about it a little bit already, but when they got down to a 2-point game and then you guys went on your run, did you see anything different about it was in the back of that mark or something? Did you see anything different about your team? Or just
Yeah, all of a sudden, we got super efficient offensively, and guys didn't try to do things on their own. We scored off the pass, made good cuts. We didn't have one of those moments where we had one turnover in the last, 6 minutes, I think, and that was a bad post feed, Mike to Gavin. Other than that, I really thought that we did a good job of dictating what we want and getting it.
You guys played in January, is that what, 24, today is 4-14, 12 points. What did you do differently this time?
Well, TK was on him most of the night, and he took it pretty personal. He didn't guard him the first time, and I said, okay, we gotta take care of that a little bit better, and he took the challenge. But for 2 games in a row, he had torched us pretty good. So that was a very focal point of what we talked about, that and Jalen. And because of that, we had to let De La Rosa roam a little more freely. And
It was a conscious decision not to double the post to stay home.
Yeah. So especially, and I was a little more stubborn with it when I saw how our threes were going in. Threes beat twos usually, and that's at least my math. And so yeah, that was a conscious decision. So Doug came back to the huddle a couple times like, wow, I really am on an island down there, because we usually don't do that, but we had to do something to contain their guards. And there weren't many guys to double from.
When Jordy has that hot start like that, how does that change the dynamic of Kent State's defense, just trying to guard him as far out as he's shooting?
Well, it does a couple things to you. A, when balls are going through the hoop, everybody's confidence picks up on both ends. That's just how it works. And when when he looks like he's healthy and feeling good out there, that gives another spark to our guys. So I think there's a couple things there. But it's funny. Now I played against really bad players, but when I had a defensive challenge in front of me, I always played better offensively. You're not staring at it so hard. You're just playing free.
Talk about over and over again what Jordy's hip health means for his offense game, his jump shot, his ability to get to the rim. How do you see the change with him feeling better now? You know, his ability to guard.
Well, he's still fighting through quite a bit, quite honestly. I mean, he didn't practice the last 2 days. So that's the other thing. For him to absorb a game plan from literally just sitting there and watching it, that's a guy that's a smart basketball player. But certainly the extra treatment he's getting and the extra rest that he's getting is allowing him to move a little bit better. There's no question about that.
On a more broad scale, I know Gavin got hurt tonight, but you didn't have anybody reach 30 minutes tonight in points, or 30 minutes. So
I think that's wrong, though, isn't it?
I'm sorry, what was that? I was trying to.
30. No,
That doesn't total up. I think Jordy was probably just slightly over 30.
Okay.
But
yeah, does it feel like you guys are fresher than you've been in a while?
I'm being a little more, and James has been a big part of that. There's a guy that all of a sudden is eating up 30 minutes a night that was eating up 6 minutes at points this season. So, yeah, I can play him at multiple positions. He's interchangeable. I can play him at a 4. I can play him at a 3. I can play him at a 2. So yeah, I'm definitely trying to not play guys those 40-minute blasts if I can help it, with TK probably being my one exception because he doesn't get tired ever.
Especially considering, you know, Jordy staying up the last few days of practice, how much more impressive does that make his job on Jalen tonight?
I mean, I can't say enough about the kid. He is literally throwing it all out there for the program. There's no question about it, and I'm appreciative of it. His teammates are appreciative of it, and I like to see him have success because he's an awful fun kid to be around. He's definitely earning everything he's getting right now.
Any part of you dismayed at the fact that you're putting things together, but you haven't made up ground just yet?
I haven't looked at ground. I don't know where we're at. I'm trying to get us back to as close to 500 as we can here, as quickly as we can here, and the seeding will fall out where it falls out. If we're playing well, send us anywhere. We'll go anywhere, do anything. We don't care.
Talk about the metrics from the true freshman. Just taking a step back, would you say he's ahead of schedule, right on schedule?
Boy, I don't think you could ask any more out of a freshman right now. So yeah, I'd say he's ahead of schedule.
Beginning of the season, you talked about using James as kind of a breaking case of emergency type deal. Now that it's kind of becoming a little bit more normal, how would you evaluate how he's handled it?
He's handled it terrifically. And he's a guy whose health has grown better during the year. He feels much better now than he did at the beginning of the year. Told me he feels so good that he doesn't think he's going to need surgery after the year's over, and I told him that he probably shouldn't self-diagnose, and we'll figure that out with the doctor. Thank you. Be nice if he didn't, but he's doing a lot of different things on the court for us right now, and he's more athletic than you think. And his attack off the bounce, those straight line drives getting in, I know it set up Jordy for a couple of his threes. It just moves the ball, collapses the defense, and we could play out of that.
Was his defense on Fletcher one of the first things
That was part of it, but I also had gone back and looked really closely at, with him, the games where I had to invest in him because we were hurt minutes-wise, it seemed like he was much more productive. So it was, obviously he earned it, but it was still a little bit of a hunch that that would continue to happen if we invested in him a little bit more minutes-wise.
Now, temperature affect the game in any way, shape, or form?
It affected my suit in about 15 different ways, and the dry cleaners tomorrow have a day on their hands. It's gonna be gonna have to tip a little extra. I don't know. I don't think our guys look particularly, I know I was freer with our substitutions maybe a little bit, so yeah, from that capacity. But I didn't see guys cramping up. I had budgeted for about 3 different guys cramping up at some point tonight, and that just didn't happen. I'd much rather have a hot gym than a cold gym, and I've been in plenty of cold gyms.
Why is that?
Guys are looser. Their muscles are looser. It seems like it's a more, for athletes like myself, it's a more conducive environment to being explosive.
How would you rate Doug's performance when he did match up with Adonis? Not just in like defending and basketball-wise, but also not letting him kind of get under his skin a bit?
Yeah, for the first 4 possessions of the game, I thought they were going to score every point. They were going right back and forth. But he did do a good job. He did do a good job of keeping his composure, and those two have had a history of annoying each other, shall we say. So I thought both guys kept their composure pretty well. It certainly wasn't as visible. Like, if you hadn't seen them play together before, I don't think you'd have guessed their history from this 40 minutes alone, so that's positive. Doug's found an inner peace about him. He's big teddy bear now.
Anything else? Alrighty.
Thanks.